What happens when traditional finance giants like BlackRock and Circle team up with a blockchain project? Today, we're finding out as Aptos hits massive milestones that nobody saw coming. Emerging from Meta's abandoned Diem project, Aptos has transformed dramatically in just a couple of years. It recently crossed $1 billion in total value locked, a 19 times increase, while daily trading volume soared from $750,000 to over $21 million. The big news? Major financial institutions are joining the ecosystem, with BlackRock making bold moves and Circle integrating its leading stablecoin, unlocking new potential for Aptos users. To get the full context on Aptos' journey, be sure to watch our previous video. Now, let's dive straight into its explosive growth and how these game-changing partnerships are shaping Aptos' future. Let's put that $1 billion TVL milestone in perspective. Last year at this time, Aptos had around $50 million locked in its ecosystem. Now, it's not just about that 19 times jump in value. It's about what's driving this growth. First up, daily trading on Aptos exchanges has gone through the roof. We're talking about a jump from $750,000 to $21.5 million per day. That's a 2,700% increase in trading volume. And here's what makes this even more interesting. This growth isn't just because crypto prices went up. The network's native token, APT, only increased by 84% during this time, which means people are actually using the network more, not just holding tokens. But the numbers get even more impressive when we look at network activity. Aptos processed nearly 2 billion transactions since launch, including a record-breaking day where they handled 326 million transactions in just 24 hours. For comparison, that's more transactions in one day than some popular blockchain processes in a month. The network now has over 8 million active accounts, and it's not just retail users. Major protocols are building on Aptos, with names like Amnes Finance, Ares Markets, and Thala Labs leading the charge. These protocols aren't just sitting idle. They're seeing serious usage, with some growing their TVL by 40 times in the past year. What's really catching everyone's attention is how Aptos handles all this activity. Gas fees have stayed under $0.01 per transaction even during peak usage. That's crucial because high fees have been a major problem for other popular blockchains during busy periods. But the real story here isn't just in the numbers, it's in who's noticing them. These growth metrics have caught the attention of some of the biggest names in traditional finance, and that's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about who's betting big on Aptos, starting with the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock. In November, BlackRock brought its USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, known as BUIDL, to Aptos. This move was akin to BlackRock putting its reputation on the line. BUIDL tokens are worth $1 each and are backed by real-world assets like US Treasury bills. What's interesting is that Aptos is the only non-Ethereum-based blockchain that BlackRock chose for this expansion. But BlackRock isn't alone. Franklin Templeton, another investment giant, brought its US government money fund to Aptos in October. This fund, called FOBXX, invests almost all its money in government securities and cash. When you buy their Benji token on Aptos, you're basically getting a piece of that fund, and it automatically earns yield. Right now, there's about 21 million Benji tokens on Aptos. That's roughly 6% of all Benji tokens across all blockchains. Then there's Bitwise, the biggest crypto index fund manager, launching the first Aptos staking ETP on the Swiss stock exchange. This is huge because it lets European investors, both big institutions and regular people, invest in Aptos through their normal stock trading accounts. Plus, they earn around 4.7% in staking rewards after fees. But the biggest news might be Circle bringing USDC to Aptos. If you're not familiar with USDC, it's the second largest stablecoin in crypto, and it's known for being highly regulated and transparent. This isn't just about having another stablecoin. Circle is also bringing its cross-chain transfer protocol, which will let users move USDC easily between Aptos and 8 other major blockchains. And here's where it gets even better for regular users. Stripe, one of the world's biggest payment companies, is launching on Aptos alongside USDC. This means you'll be able to convert regular money into USDC directly through Aptos wallets. For merchants and businesses, this opens a whole new world of payment options with lower fees and faster settlement. Even the Hong Kong Monetary Authority is getting involved, choosing Aptos as its only blockchain partner for testing their digital Hong Kong dollar. They're working with major banks like HSBC and companies like Visa and MasterCard on this project. What all these partnerships tells us is that Aptos isn't just building for crypto users. It's building bridges to the traditional financial world. But what's happening inside the Aptos ecosystem might be even more exciting. Let's break down what's happening with stablecoins on Aptos, because this is where things get practical for everyday users. The big news started in October, when Tether launched native USDT on Aptos. If you're wondering why this matters, USDT is the most widely used stablecoin in crypto, with over $135 billion in total value. Just a few months in, there's already 135 million USDT circulating on Aptos. That's a 1,300% increase from last year. Before this, users had to rely on bridged versions of USDT from other blockchains. While these worked, they weren't ideal. Think of it like using a gift card instead of cash. It works, but it's not quite the same thing. Now, with native USDT, everything's more straightforward and secure. And remember that USDC integration we mentioned earlier? The impact is already visible. Right now, there's about 120 million in bridged USDC on Aptos, showing the huge demand for stable assets on the network. Once native USDC launches with Circle's cross-chain transfer protocol, these numbers could grow even more. Here's where it gets interesting for regular users. Leading projects on Aptos like Ares Markets, Echelon Market, and Thala Labs are making it super easy to switch from old bridge stablecoins to these new native ones, and they're doing it with zero fees. The ecosystem already has its own stablecoin success story with MoveDollar, or MOD, which holds about $9.2 million in value. MOD works differently from USDT and USDC. It's backed by other crypto assets rather than real-world dollars, but it's found its place in the ecosystem. All this stablecoin activity is crucial because stable assets make up for nearly 40% of all the value locked in Aptos. Now, let's look at what people are actually building and using on Aptos, because this is where all these partnerships and stablecoins come together. First up is something pretty unique: PropBase, a real estate marketplace that lets you buy pieces of property for as little as $100. They've already sold out their first property, a $215,000 two-bedroom unit in Bangkok. Each share costs 100 USDT, making real estate investing much more accessible than traditional methods. Then there's Echo Protocol, which launched in August and brought Bitcoin liquidity to Aptos. Think about this. You can now use Bitcoin-backed assets on Aptos to earn interest or take out loans. They're already handling serious volume, with about $150 million in total value locked. The biggest players in Aptos DeFi have seen incredible growth. Omnis Finance, the largest liquid staking protocol, lets users earn rewards on their APT tokens. Ares Markets offers an all-in-one platform where you can lend, borrow, and trade with leverage. And Thala Labs runs popular services like their AMM and the MOD stablecoin we talked about earlier. What's cool is how these protocols work together. You can stake your APT tokens on one platform, use those staked tokens as collateral on another, and trade with that borrowed money on a third, all while paying just cents in fees. The trading landscape has evolved too. New platforms like Solana Finance are bringing innovative features, using a special voting system where traders help decide how rewards are distributed. And Econia is changing how orders work, using an on-chain order book that makes trading more efficient than traditional methods. Looking ahead, Aave, one of the biggest names in DeFi, is getting ready to launch on Aptos. This is a big deal because it'll be the first time Aave runs on a non-Ethereum-based blockchain. All in all, Aptos has had a massive year of growth, with three key developments worth watching. First, the entry of giants like BlackRock and Franklin Templeton shows traditional finance is taking Aptos seriously. Second, a native USDT and USDC integration is making the network more practical for everyday use. And third, that $1 billion TVL milestone proves the ecosystem is maturing faster than anyone expected. Whether these developments will help Aptos become the go-to blockchain for institutional finance, well, that's something we'll be keeping a close eye on. Thanks for watching, and hit subscribe for more.